you?
I'm better now. Seeing your
I feel
gorgeous
like
face.
I haven't seen you in ages.
What, hun?
I feel like I haven't seen you in ages.
I think the last time we were together, you had a starring role at our one-day training at Yale Divinity School back in January, which feels like a lifetime ago, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm all settled into my new normal. I'm officially starting my 4th week in isolation at the studio. You see, I'm coming live from the Campaign School at Yale studio, my home.
I love it.
And just learning how to be in the world and be there for people in new and different and exciting ways.
Yes.
Right.
Let's go back a little bit because the name, the Campaign School at Yale.
Yes.
Used to be the Women's Campaign School at Yale.
Yes. Yeah.
I guess in January, or maybe just before January.
Yeah.
Maybe when I show you what the other thing at the college, United
State of Women back in December. Yeah. A
little rundown on why you changed the name. So tell us why you changed the name, because I had a long conversation with Paul. And we were like speculating. I think we were gonna like draw bets and everything.
Wow.
And explanation. I did not even think of that.
Yeah. Well, we, as you know, we would have been, and I don't know if you know this yet, Babz, but yesterday we canceled our 5-day intensive.
Okay.
For July, due to the ongoing threat of the coronavirus. We just felt that we needed to give people time to get out of hotel reservations, travel arrangements. And so we felt that it was just the prudent thing to do. It was a heart-crushing decision to make, as you can imagine. As one of our Rockstar grads, that our premier 5-day intensive is everything. And we're just so proud of the way in which we deliver that program every year. And it will be the first time in 26 years that we will not be holding the class this summer at Yale Law School.
Wow.
So just kind of trying to work that through, even though, again, and this is what we're seeing about leadership right now, right? The way in which people are stepping up, or not, but the way in which people are stepping up, even when it's the right decision to make, it's still hard. It's still painful. It's still heart-crushing.
Around the world is making these decisions. I mean,
right.
Kids are not graduating college and not holding high school graduations. And there's just so many things that are not going to happen.
Right. And nor do we know when they are going to happen. I think more than anything, when you talk, I talk a lot to our grads. We've been staying in very close touch with our alumni. We really want to be there for them emotionally, spiritually, intellectually. And it's the unknowing, Babz. It's the big question mark of when are we going to be back? When are we going to be, together? Like, we've never done this before, right? We're always together in the studio. When are we going to be out with our friends? When are we going to be going to meetings again? Everything is a Zoom meeting, right? And it's the not knowing, it's the not knowing that is causing a lot of running anxiety right now. So we're trying to do all we can to lessen that and to really be supportive of our grads who are leading in phenomenal ways out there right now. There are, tremendous needs out there. There are people who just, by virtue of the pandemic now are unemployed, have been furloughed. We're hearing stories from people who never in their wildest dreams would they ever think that they'd have to file for unemployment or go to a food pantry. Just many of us have never experienced this in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Did you ever in your lifetime think that you were going to be leading your life out of your out of your home, your big life. And again, so how do we lead our big lives? How do we continue to be there and lead our big lives in a different way?
It is increasingly challenging to, there are days when I'm like, all right, I'm all in. And then there are days like yesterday that it was just so almost debilitating, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
although I'm relaxing, I'm doing stuff, it's not the same as if,
Well, exactly. You're comparing yourself to before, right? The way you manifested your fabulous self in the outside world, right? So when you compare yourself to that, I feel like I'm swimming in molasses sometimes. I feel like, gosh, I can't quite get it together today.
Yeah.
And, right? Like, what is it? Well, certainly, the downpour and the kind of the monsoon environment that we had yesterday certainly didn't help. But what about all those times the last couple of weeks where it wasn't raining? It was just, we were just in our homes.
Yes.
Again, the anxiety of going out to a store and getting a mask and gloves and, worrying about what that experience is going to be like for you. What if you don't have a mask? What if you're not handy and you can't make your own mask? I mean, so it's all of this running anxiety that is now just become a part of our lives. And what kinds of things can we do to take care of ourselves in ways that we never really had to take care of ourselves before?
Yeah.
And let me cut myself some slack. I think that you and I are so similar in that, we're Taurus. So we're really tough on ourselves. We're just like, how hard can this be? Why can't I fix this? And, I love taking care of people. You love taking care of people. There's no fixing this. It's what can I do to be present with for people that I love and care about who really need the support right now? What kinds of things can I do for me so that I'm not beating myself up right now and I'm just kind of in my flow, whatever that flow looks like right now. My flow right now, Babz, is very different than it's ever been. Mm-hmm. But again, there are times when I'll be humming along and I'm fine. Like this morning is a perfect example. I am on all cylinders. I'm happy. Granted, I had, you to look forward to. I have my boa, all is, there are things that are always right in the world. I've got a Zoom presentation in an hour, but with one of our rock star faculty. That's fantastic. And then I'll just fall flat. And I'll just like, wow, okay, I need to take a nap or I need to meditate. I just need to be still. Like, what happens to me? And then, there are girlfriends of mine who are telling me stories, and we can all relate to this. They'll get up in the middle of the night and they're holding their breath. Do I have the virus? Can I breathe? Do I need to go to Yale, New Haven? So it's all of this stuff, that we're dealing with right now. And so what do we do? I mean, I was just thinking about you on the porch the other night. Well, there you were looking fab with your Easter bonnet on, solo on your porch. And I'm wondering, when is she going to break open that new porch? Right?
I know, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I needed some Easter something because I'm used to going to church. I'm used to wearing a hat.
Yes.
And there's no church anymore like that. So.
Right. Well, a lot of girlfriends talked about the first week when they were in isolation, how it was like a snow day for 5 days, right? It was pasta every night. It was, chocolate fondue, it was, bottles and bottles of wine, that was like the first week. But then it was like, okay, maybe I have to start getting dressed again. And that's what the amazing Deb Sofield did for us, did for me. Oh, I can't turn this off. you know Deb. Deb's our speech coach at Yale. And she said, you know, buddy, I just get dressed, hair and makeup, have my breakfast before I get on a Zoom call, before I get to my desk at my home, and act as if I am starting my day. And that has helped me tremendously. That has helped me tremendously. Get up, start. And I know you're the same way, right? You just feel better about yourself doing these little kinds of things. So it's just all of those shifts. What kinds of things can we do so that we can be there for people that we love? I mean, right now, my priority at the campaign school is to be there for our alums who are really going through a difficult time, professionally and personally. That's really all it's about. So a month ago, when again I started to self-isolate, I wrote them a little love note, which I'm sure you saw on our alumni page. How is everybody? How's everybody feeling? What can we do as a school to be there for you? What kinds of things would be helpful for you? And you know, we have a very opinionated population, so I got a lot of emails and calls from people who were just like, I want to just call and cry. Can I just call you and cry? Sure. I am running for office right now. And how do I effectively run for office when everything is about as it should be, the pandemic and the economy? You know, who's going to listen to my message, right? Yeah. And so that's when we created this series that we're doing called Campaigning in the New Normal. The first week we had Liz Chatterton talk about, well, right now it's spring. It's peak door-to-door season, right? Nobody's going door-to-door.
Doors and yell at it.
Nobody's opening their door for you. How do I go to door? How do I replicate that? How do I make a connection with my voters? You know, that's meaningful, thoughtful. It's really not about me running for office. It's about how can I be a leader in my community and help my constituents who are in pain right now. And so that has been the whole shift. That has been the whole focus. It's about checking in on people. One of the first things we recommended that our grads do who are running and who are currently serving in office as well, check in on your seniors. Give them a call. That is the beauty of everyone being home. You're amazed I'm amazed at how many people are actually picking up their phones and have time to. Have you ever had so many calls and many conversations on your phone? Nobody picks up their phone. Everybody's picking up their phone. It's really nice. It's really nice to have, you can have a very meaningful connection over the phone.
Oh, I agree. I wholeheartely.
So there are different ways that you can make meaningful connections with people that don't have to do with anything about being in the same room together right now, because I don't know when that is going to be, you know, I don't know when that's going to happen. So in the meantime, what kinds of things can you do where you are physically present, you are present, but not there, right? There's so many of our grads that are running food drives. I'm sure, Rosa is your congresswoman. I'm getting her emails daily. She's doing telephone conferences. She's doing Facebook updates. She's doing, she's using different mediums to get the word out in terms of what kind of help is available from the government, because that's the other thing people just don't know. You've seen Fran Pastore out there a lot, head of the Women's Business Development Council. Yes. Small businesses is a major area of women who run their own businesses are in Connecticut. So she's been great about getting the word out about the funds that are available through the government that I normally a person wouldn't know about.
Yeah. I mean, we are using the tools at our disposal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're using the tools and making the best of it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Zoom, Skype, and Facebook Messenger, and all the other tools. And now there's a whole bunch of other tools out there if you want to gather and play games. And
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people will figure out a way to be social.
Right.
Be connected, Yeah. I don't know how much longer people will have the wherewithal for the sheltering in place.
Well, I know, especially when the weather gets better. Like, it's a beautiful day today. It's gorgeous out there. And so, if you can find a more remote place to take a walk, to just, sit somewhere and just take in the vitamin D naturally, right? That will help your whole state of being, it will just soothe your soul. And make this just a little bit easier. But I think it's the impatience of like, okay, this has been going on long enough. We're starting to see the numbers go down. How much longer? And so it's, we're really looking to our scientists to tell us when it's going to be safe to be back out there. And again, as Dr. Fauci said last week, it's not going to be like flipping a switch. Like, okay, time's up. You can go back out.
You go congregate and go to concerts, and no, it's not going to be any of that.
I mean, that is the thing. Like, can you even imagine? I was thinking about that the other night, Babz, about going to a concert or going to the movies. How about a movie theater? I have visions of, people sitting like every other seat with their mask, with their, disinfectant. Is it worth it if you're so anxious about catching something? Is it worth it? I don't.
No more crowded restaurant. I mean, it just won't. Crowded bars, and it's just a different thing. Like, this is really, even if we go back to some semblance of normal, I think in the back of people's mind that they will always carry this time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're prepped for this, right? Like, it's already in you. You're already decided, all right, I got to have some distance.
Right.
Undo that.
Right. Well, I think everybody has to make the decision on their own. You know what I mean? In terms of what do you feel comfortable? If you have pre-existing conditions, asthma, any kind of autoimmune issue, you're not going to be running back out anytime soon. You're just not. And then the whole thing, there's so much we don't know about this virus, why people are able to recover and why others are dying. What is it? I don't know. So it's all the unknown.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got scientists on it as best as we can have scientists on it. Maybe get the federal government out of the way and let scientists do what they do and, figure out this, what needs to happen. The thing is that the whole world is experiencing this. So it's not like we're by ourselves in this.
Right.
Everybody across the globe is having these same conversations.
Right. Nobody's going anywhere right now. Right. No one's going anywhere. And, those
money can't help you, really. I mean, it can't buy you access to nothing.
No.
You're not getting into anybody's country. You're not. So, I mean,
Right. Exactly. So I think this is going to be it for a while, and just kind of know that and figure out ways that you can find joy in your life, ways you can share your joy. You're an incredibly joyful person, Babz. This is how you share your joy, with your listeners. What can I do to lift people up just a little bit today? What can I do to share my Babz love so that people feel a little lighter today? We we can all do that. We can all do that. I have a list of, about 20 girlfriends who are living alone, sheltered in by themselves. And some people, yeah. And some people are better than others about self-isolating. Of course, my introvert girlfriends, they're really not noticing much of a difference. They're like, I don't want to go to that party, and there's no party that I'm being invited to, so I don't have to worry about it. I'm really content reading, cooking, I'm perfectly fine. But there are others that I worry about, that I check in on just to see how they're doing. They don't have anybody that's really calling them, checking in on them. We can all do that, right?
Yeah, we can all do that. We can all do that. And I've been doing that. I've been texting people, calling people, and I realized how big my circle is when I start doing that. I was like, I haven't talked to this person in a good while, because I'm used to seeing people. So
right.
You don't have to call them. It's like, I see them. I run into them.
Right.
When you don't have that, you're like, okay.
Yeah, like, what are you doing about your squad? Like, what about squad?
Oh, no, we have we talk every day. Like, we're in a group chat every single day,
right,
7 times a day. Mm-hmm. And then we do this on a Friday night happy hour. So we do this, we get on Messenger or Zoom or whatever, and we hang out for a few hours, laughing, talking. So I would be stir crazy if I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Then.
Right.
Talk and text every day. We were doing that anyway. So we just upped a little bit more because,
yeah.
in Brooklyn and, we're here. And so it's been a little.
I know, we were supposed to be doing one of our one-day trainings at the Ms. Foundation. Teresa Younger, who was a dear friend, as you know, had graciously agreed to host our one-day training in June at the Ms. Foundation in Brooklyn, which we have now turned into a webinar, right? Okay. The one-day trainings we can modify, and we can provide that online. Right now, everything, all the training programs, all the presentations we're able to do via Zoom, except for the 5-day. So if people are, and all of our programming right now is free. It's free of charge. So for instance, the Zoom presentation we're doing later today on fundraising right now, fundraising in the new normal, is open to anybody who's interested in, who's either running for office right now, maybe running for office soon, and would like to know what's the most effective way to fundraise right now, because it's very different than it was 3 months ago, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Very different. So everything that we're doing right now, Babz, your listeners should know, we're doing as a community service. We're doing it as our way of contributing to the greater good. And is free. So people can sign up via our website, which is tcsyale.org, or they can like us on our Facebook fan page, which is where we have all the registration information. It's pretty easy to just sign up. So just, we're going to continue that for the duration until we've had literally hundreds of people interested in these presentations, so we're gonna continue those.
Good.
So yeah, so that's our contribution. Because we need more leaders, need to keep training, need to keep inspiring, right?
More now than ever.
More now than ever. Exactly. And it's hard when you're in your home. It's hard to think about running for office. It just, it's like, wait, I have to be out there. I've got to go to my Democratic or my Republican committee meeting, and they're not meeting, or they're meeting, via Zoom. again, it's trying to navigate all of this right now,
Yeah, create new. I mean, I think this whole Zoom thing is going to stay with us, right? Like, there's no not doing this.
Right.
Now, that they can gather people without flying them across the country, without doing all these things, right? Like, you can absolutely train and teach and do all these things, host a class. You can have a whole daggone party. You could do whole theatrical plays on this thing.
Yes, you can.
So this is going to be part of our lives. Let's have a Zoom meeting. Right? Like, that's going to be our go-to now. Like, we're not going to be looking for spaces to.
Exactly. And the thing that I have loved lately is, in the past, when a student has wanted to talk to me personally, they'd say, Patty, can we set up a call? Just a regular telephone call. But now they're saying, can we set up a Zoom call? Because this, we're missing this, this connection of like seeing each other, being, kind of feeling like we're really together. We would feel very differently if we were doing the show on the telephone, right? This is better.
I think so. I mean, I think so. And I'm so glad that I was able to sort of use this platform for my show. Because it's radio, but now it's radio with an added dimension. Now, we've always done it live on Facebook, right? But it's another added dimension to allowing us to feel closer and to feel like we're in studio. We're not in studio. You're way wherever you are, and I'm way wherever I am. So.
Right. But people, as a result of being able to see you, they feel that connection that they've always felt with you, Babz. Right?
Well, I feel like it's nice to see you, Patricia.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I haven't seen her since January. So, and then I was telling somebody you were on the show, and they're like, "Are y'all gonna have boas?"
Right. See? Like, well, I know. If I had planned. Oh, okay. Is that a hat?
It's
a fascinator.
Yes.
That is fabulous. It's just enough for a Tuesday, right?
I was like,
enough.
I was like, this is a very Patty kind of thing.
But your Easter bonnet, that hat was stunning. Your rose-colored major, it was like a cream puff on your head. It was gorgeous.
I needed that. And my church family, I was getting texts all during the day saying how we missed sitting behind your hat at church, or we missed what hat you were going to wear to church. I always wore a hat.
Yeah.
So I said, well, let me just put on a hat, throw a dress over my pajamas.
Yes. Yeah.
Earrings. And stepped up and took a quick selfie. So I was like, all right. And then I texted some of my church family, and they were like, this is what I was waiting for. This is Easter for me.
Yeah. Well, again, it's creating all these new traditions, right?
Purpose for the day.
Right. I know.
So I was like, okay. So it made me feel good. So this is my
I love it. Just enough. It's just enough. It's really fabulous. So who have you had on your show? You've had
Well, the first couple of weeks when we started this, I've had nothing but artists on. Artists talking about, because artists have taken a tremendous hit. The closing of productions, shows and theatrical productions and concerts, and talking to them. They lost gigs. People have canceled all kinds of things, graduation ceremonies, private parties. Everybody just and so that whole gigging. So I think for the first 2 weeks, I've had nothing but artists on, of all manner of artists, people that run art organizations, people who perform, people who make money available to artists. So I was just really trying to talk to as many artists, people as I could.
Mm-hmm.
And unbelievably challenging for them.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so it's been nice to talk to artists, people that I don't necessarily get to talk to enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been good, and to see them rally and figure out ways to still be artistic in the midst of all this loss. So
Right.
much loss. Not just to them personally, but overall, globally, the loss of life, the loss of livelihood,
yeah,
loss of community,
yeah,
or recreating community.
yeah.
So yeah, so people from City Hall who are the City of New Haven has a new cultural affairs director, and she's quite energetic, unstoppable, and unflappable. And so she has worked with the Arts Council and the Community Foundation, and they are doing some things to help artists, pay their bills, connect to services, all that kind of stuff. So
that's fantastic.
It's been really interesting to sort of check in and do that kind of conversations with those folks. So. So yeah, and then there's you.
And then there's me. Yeah. So it's funny, Babz. I have never been busier in place before, ever, like this. busier
times
in place. And I'm sure you're hearing this from so many people. I'm not used to being home all the time. I'm never home, as you know, right? I'm out. And it has been fascinating to have one Zoom meeting after another, creating programming, reaching out to the grads, staying in touch with them. And then I look up and it's 6 o'clock, and I'm like, wow. That has been new. That's been a new experience for me. I mean, usually if I'm at my desk one day a week, that's a lot. I mean, one solid full day, that's a lot because I'm usually just out, right? So to be at my desk, knowing that's pretty much where I'm going to be, right? Where else would I be? Has really been fascinating because I thought, wow, how am I going to fill my days? And as soon as I said that out loud, I haven't stopped. So I'm sure a lot of your listeners are going through that as well. They're shocked at how busy they are in place.
Yeah. How is your husband faring with this stay-at-home isolation?
It's so funny because he's an introvert, right? He's an introvert. So he's not used to me kind of, when I'm home, every light is on, the music is blaring, I'm just kind of all over the place. When he's home, there's one light on, it's in his study, he's reading, or fortunately, the governor opened fishing season early. So, these solo sports, good thing, right? And so he has his routine of, going out early in the morning. Again, not usually seeing anybody else out there fishing. Comes back and the place is rocking. I try to at least close my my office doors so I'm not completely disrupting his life. But it has been, I think, a major, I think it was a shift for me, but I think it's been, a major shift for him. Like he'll say to me every night, so what's up tomorrow? I said, I'll be here. Coming back. I have calls, I have Zoom calls, I've got Babz in the morning, he's like, where's your goa? I got to get it, right? And also, we have our daughter here and her fabulous husband, refugees from New York City. So they moved up They moved up a month ago. They have been with us for 4 weeks. And fortunately, we can all work remotely. I mean, again, that is a privileged gift, right, that we can. So they've kind of taken over the dining room. And, you know, we're all kind of spread out, and we'll get together at night and share a really nice meal and talk about our day, because we really don't see each other during the day. I'm kind of sequestered in here at my studio, you know, getting stuff done. They're on the phone, they're on calls, and then we come together and share a meal together, which is really lovely. And I really, the other thing that I've been doing differently, Babz, is after dinner, us doing something together as a family rather than going back to work, you know, going back to my desk. That's been very soul nourishing to do. And I'm grateful that they're here, because otherwise I'd be, you know, I'm Italian. I worry. I would have been a wreck about them.
And they came before it all sort of jumped off.
They came, exactly. They came, I think they thought they were coming for a week or two, which is why they're doing laundry all the time, because they only packed so much. So yeah, I think that this was kind of beyond their expectations in terms of how long they were going to be with us. But, you know, it's working out. We kind of do our own thing. And as I said, we really enjoy each other's company. I'm grateful that they're safe and they're well. You know, we're constantly, you know, washing our hands and, you know, trying to be safe and smart about all this. And no, that's kind of where we are right now. Now, where are your children? Are they all over?
Well, 2 of my children are here. My son's school in Maine. He's been here almost 4 weeks too, because they shut down stuff. Margot is here because her father has the virus.
Yes.
So she's here while he is quarantined.
How is he doing?
Fine. He's not sick. You know what I mean? Like, he's on the other side of it now, I think. So he used to do, like, I don't know, 14 days or whatever. And so, you know, he has a in-law apartment downstairs in there.
Yeah.
So he's sequestered there.
Yeah.
So his wife and mother-in-law are upstairs. So I get a random text from him periodically, or I'll text him to check in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he seems to be all right. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she has to stay here. She can't stay over there. So.
No, she can't. So she's going to be with you for the duration then.
Yeah, she's here.
Yeah.
So.
Well, my brother had the virus pretty badly. He really should have been in the hospital, Babz, but I don't think they had room for him. But he also has asthma, and I think that just complicated things. I mean, he was really having difficulty breathing. He was in the house by himself. Whenever he didn't pick up the phone, I was convinced, you know, like, why isn't he picking up the phone? I was really worried about him. It went on for weeks, or what felt like weeks and weeks. He eventually was tested. But again, when he initially went to the hospital to be tested, they didn't have any tests for him.
Yeah.
So they said, describe your symptoms. Oh, yeah. Oh, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. You know, go home. There's nothing we can do for you here. Go home. So how about all those people that had it and or haven't even been formally tested?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We gotta get everybody tested. We gotta get a baseline. We gotta see. And now, you know, in places in Japan, they're starting to sort of see people who've had it once are having it twice.
I know. You know, I lived in Tokyo. I don't know if you knew that, 20 years ago. I lived in Tokyo for 3 years. And I was always fascinated at how polite the Japanese people were when they were sick. They always wore masks, always. And I thought, gosh, that makes so much sense. You know, how smart is that? Little did I know, 20 years later, I'd be wearing a mask all the time myself. Little did I know.
All
Right?
the time.
Right. So again, it gets back to all that we don't know about this virus, right? If people have had it and then they're getting it again, I mean, is it because they didn't have it badly enough, severe enough? And so as a result, you know, they're coming down with it again? I don't know.
We don't know how fast this thing mutates, how it moves, and now they're saying how long it can live on your shoes. And I was like, shit.
I know. Well, whenever I come in from a shopping, and you know, you can imagine what I look like when I'm completely covered. But when I come in from the supermarket, I just take all my clothes off and throw them in the dryer because allegedly that does something to, you know, kill things. I don't know. Makes me feel better, but who knows? And then I go in and I wash my hands like I'm scrubbing up, you know, getting ready to do surgery. And again, just trying to do the best that I can. That's kind of all we can do for now.
I think I'm holding up pretty well, but as I said to you at the beginning of the show, you know, there are moments like yesterday was challenging. You know, the day before I was working on big projects, and you know, I'm still in my new apartment. It's still relatively new to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still unpacking, and so I'm sifting and sorting clothes and trying to put them away and pulling out the spring and summer.
Yeah.
So I have all these things, and then yesterday I had no energy for any of it.
Right. I know. Well, again, I think because we're not out, the weather really disproportionately has an impact on us.
Yeah.
It really does. And to see it pouring for 12 hours yesterday, the way a lot of people lost their power.
I know.
You kind of looked outside and you just said, this is really a good day to just crawl back into bed and do nothing. Right?
Yes.
It was just that kind of, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. It's when you have a series of those days, no matter what the weather, and you feel like, you know, doing nothing, that's when you have to pay attention and get some help. But I think that we're all feeling that. I mean, I never realized what kind of impact the weather has on me when I woke up this morning and it was, you know, a blinding sunny day.
Yeah.
Versus yesterday.
Although the rains are coming back, so it's going to overcast in a little while. But
well,
for now, we'll take the sunshine.
Right. And do the best we can. Know that we're doing the best we can. I mean, that is something that we're constantly reminding our grads. We are doing the best we can. This is how we're going to function for now. Not forever, but this is it for now. Don't sit in front of your television watching TV, watching the news. Those days are over for me. And you know what a news junkie I am, Babz. But those days of like starting my day in front of the television set with a variety of, you know, on different stations and flipping around, and those days are over. You have to find one or two people, outlets that you trust, and focus on those, and then go about your day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I work in news, so I try to catch a little bit every day. I definitely catch Cuomo's briefings because I enjoy him. Yes. And that's about it. I catch my local news, and that's it. So.
Well, that's more than enough, because what you'll find is when you watch all these shows, it says breaking. There's nothing breaking about the news. It's the same thing that you saw an hour earlier, right? It's the same thing that's just kind of like revving you up. So that's not necessarily going to be helpful. You know, I also meditate. You know, I'm big on guided meditation. Oprah's doing a meditation online for free right now. I would recommend that to your listeners. Calming down, finding some way to be peaceful, to be still, is really very helpful right now. Again, it it eliminates a lot of the running anxiety we're all feeling right now. So if you can meditate, if you can be still, if you pray, just something that's going to bring you back into yourself and calm you down.
Yeah.
Right now, that will help you function and get through. And just keep reminding yourself, it's just for now. It's not forever. It's for now. It's just for now.
Thank you, Patricia Russo.
Yeah.
School at Yale. I so appreciate you.
I appreciate you. I'm so proud that you're one of our rock star grads, and you're such an amazing ambassador to us. I get so many emails from people. It's like, Babz sent me. Babz says I need to go to the school.
You know what? I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and I said, just call Pat. I said, Patty is very approachable. I said, just go have a real conversation with her.
Yeah.
I said, don't worry, don't be intimidated. She's
right.
Have a conversation, tell her your concerns, and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, because we have to continue to increase the pipeline, right? Just because this is happening for now, it doesn't mean that the work has got to continue. We just have to figure out the way in which to do the work for now until we can all be together again, because there's nothing better than being together, right?
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
I know.
Wait to be out
right.
there.
Right. I know. So you stay well. As I like to say, stay safe, stay well, stay fabulous.
Girl.
Love you. Thank you for having me.
I'm on my way out. Thank you.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
I will now.
Zoom on. All right, wherever Harry is, Harry will cue up some music, and then we'll I'll be on my phone.
Okay.
Okay.
Love you, hon.
Love you too.
Take care.
Wheels keep spinning to the moonlight.